Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Boston Athletic Association, our board, our staff, and everyone, thank you for joining us this morning. It's my privilege to welcome you to this morning's public safety press conference ahead of the 130th Boston Marathon presented by Bank of America. We're excited to see our community come alive as participants and spectators from around the world gather to experience Boston and Massachusetts during the greatest weekend of the year. Not only the greatest running weekend, but the greatest weekend of the year. Just 1 hour from now, marathon activities will officially begin when the doors open of the Bank of America Boston Marathon Expo down the street at the Heinz Convention Center on Boylston, what we think is the greatest finish and the greatest stretch in the sport of running. Our Bank of America Professional Athlete Press Conference will follow this session starting at 10 a.m., and that will include Boston champions, Olympic and Paralympic medalists, world champions, and national record holders. Looking at Boston Marathon weekend as a whole, there is truly an event for everyone this weekend, no matter if you consider yourself a runner or not. From our BAA Youth Mile and our Boston 5K to the Fan Fest at City Hall, and of course, Marathon Monday, we encourage and welcome everyone to be part of the Patriots Day experience. This year's 130th anniversary marks the beginning of a celebration of our country's 250th year and a milestone race for the marathon in the greater Boston area and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The Boston Marathon draws its spirit from the many communities that come together to make it extraordinary, from the 8 cities and towns along the route to the nearly 10,000 volunteers who dedicate their time over race weekend, along with our partners, vendors, supporting agencies, and the countless spectators cheering runners from Hopkinton to Boylston Street. This event is powered by collaboration. We extend our deepest appreciation to our public safety partners whose support make it possible to host the Boston Marathon each year. Their professionalism and dedication are vital to ensuring a safe and successful experience for all. The extensive planning and coordination carried out over many months by these agencies does not go unnoticed. It is greatly valued by me, the Boston Athletic Association team, and our entire race committee. Thank you for all you do and for everything that you do to contribute in the days ahead. Additionally, what you do on a daily basis throughout the year to make us feel safe and secure is also greatly appreciated. Because of your work, we are able to do what we do, and the runners and the athletes are able to do what they do. Thank you. I'd also like to extend my appreciation to the members of the media joining us today for your continued coverage of the BAA and Boston events throughout the year, for the attention you'll bring to the many events and activities happening over the next 4 days. Today, we'll hear from these organizations that make our work possible. We hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and a Marathon Monday. Now I'd like to turn it over to the City of Boston's Mayor, Michelle Wu, who has been such a wonderful partner in welcoming the world to Boston. Thank you, Mayor Wu.
Thank you so much, Jack, and thank you to all of your team members as well at the BAA for the hard work that you all put in really year-round to prepare for this incredible weekend and Marathon Monday every single year, but for the many ways that you support our community all throughout the year outside of the marathon too. The events for young people, the community building, the supports that you put in to make sure that this is a city where everyone has the opportunity to become a runner, to enjoy being part of this community, and to experience the best of that health and wellness and sense of possibility. So thank you, thank you. I am very honored every year to be here to share out a little bit of the work that our teams are doing in the public safety front and preparations that last many, many months before, but also, and most importantly, to thank all of our public safety agencies at the city, state, and federal level for making this global event one that also feels real and accessible and safe, welcoming, fun for everyone who gets to take part, whether you are a runner, a spectator, or a Boston community member who looks forward to this time of year every year. So thank you first and foremost to all of our public safety officials and first responders. I am honored to be here alongside our police commissioner, Michael Cox, our Boston EMS Chief, Jim Hooley, our Emergency Management Chief, Adrian Jordan, as well as Secretary Gina Kwan from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security at the state, and Director Brantley from the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, MEMA, and Assistant Special Agent in Charge Ted Docks from the FBI Boston, Colonel Jeffrey Noble from the Troopers, and Chief Ken Green from the MBTA Transit Police. Thank you for all the work that you and your teams put in daily to keep Boston the safest major city in the country and a home for everyone. Because of these efforts, we're able to bring our communities together and invite the world to our doorstep. And starting on Monday, all the way through this summer, it's going to feel like a nonstop whirlwind of excitement. World Cup, Sail Boston, Boston 250 is all kicking off on Marathon Monday and Patriots Day. I know we'll hear many more about the technical details from our public safety leaders, but please know that, as always, on Marathon Monday and for big events around the city of Boston, we will have law enforcement and public safety personnel visible and positioned wherever needed to ensure that we have eyes on the entire race route and supports available for our communities. There will be expanded transportation services, additional EMS teams on hand to support the large crowds, and emergency management preparations all underway and activated through the command center. We also recognize that although many of the eyes will be on the race route, there are impacts that happen throughout our communities and neighborhoods in Boston as well. And so we will also be deploying public safety officials beyond just the race route, stationed in areas within residential neighborhoods that have seen higher levels of activity in the past. And that feedback from our communities has been really important to setting the strategy for this year. And every year we look to make sure that we're doing even more above and beyond. We've also worked with local universities to reach young people about staying safe on race day. And thank you, shout out to our new captain of District D14, Alson Brighton, Beth Leary, and head of the D14 Community Service Office, Sergeant Mark Kervin, for spearheading that effort. The Boston Marathon is only possible because of our federal, state, and city level public safety partners. Thank you for helping us stay prepared and proactive. Thank you to its sponsors, staff, and volunteers for working year-round to make this event possible. From 1776 to 2013 to today, we are a city that stands strong because we stand together. So please stay alert. If you see anything suspicious, report it to a public safety official right away. And thank you to the more than 30,000 runners joining us from around the world on Monday. I had the chance just yesterday in City Hall to spend a moment with our City of Boston employees who are running the marathon. Most of them are running for charity and are helping to take part in this incredible community effort that might not be as known publicly, but in addition to the world's best athletes, we also have runners who are raising tens, hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars for important causes, saving lives by ensuring that we're advancing the next cures in medical treatment and cancer prevention, supporting efforts for youth development, youth sports, in education, in affordable housing, anything, you name it. But our group of runners were in my office, and I was asking them about how many races they had, how many marathons they had under their belt. And a few people, this was their very first. Some had run others, but it's always special to do your first Boston. One of our team members had done 34 marathons previously. But when I asked across the room what was their favorite experience running, I heard exactly what Jack just said. There is no finish line in the world like Boston. And I would extend that to say there is no route. A marathon is a marathon in terms of the total distance in miles, right? We know that 26.2 is what makes it the same no matter where you are in the world. But Boston puts you through it, just like our city spirit. The hills, the route, the unpredictable weather. You never know what you're going to get until you show up in Hopkinton at the start. The many, many communities that get connected around that route. And what I've heard most of all is you really get to feel what this city stands for. This is a city that makes what seemed impossible possible, pushing the human body to limits that you never imagined should have happened. Using your determination and your mind, and I always get advice from the runners every year because my secret dream one day will be to get into it. And they said it's really about getting in the zone and training yourself to be able to have the determination to make it through. So pushing for the runners through those limits of where impossible becomes possible. But even more than that, the experience of our community showing the strongest intensity of what it means to come together, to cheer on strangers with every fiber of your being, to will them across that finish line onto the next mile. That is what makes Boston special. There is no route like Boston because there are no spectators and community and fans like show up to the Boston Marathon route. So it really is a collective effort that is made possible by these public safety officials and their agencies and all the planning that happens. I am incredibly honored to be in this very historic year, again, welcoming the world to Boston and showing everyone who we are. Okay, before I pass it on to Secretary Kwan, otra vez en español un poco. Buenos días y gracias. Como siempre, en el día de maratón, tendremos personal de seguridad y de las fuerzas del orden a lo largo de toda la ruta de la carrera. También tendremos servicios de transporte ampliados y equipos adicionales de emergencias médicas para apoyar a las grandes multitudes. También reconocemos que, aunque este es un gran día para nuestros corredores y espectadores, las celebraciones del maratón también tienen un impacto real en nuestros vecindarios. Por eso, hemos escuchado atentamente a la comunidad y vamos a desplegar personal de seguridad más allá de la ruta de la carrera. Estarán estacionados en áreas residenciales donde en el pasado se ha registrado un mayor nivel de incidentes. También hemos trabajado con universidades locales para orientar a los jóvenes sobre cómo mantenerse seguros el día de maratón. El maratón de Boston solo es posible gracias a nuestros aliados en seguridad pública a nivel federal, estatal y municipal. Gracias por ayudarnos a estar preparados y actuar de manera preventiva. Y gracias también a los patrocinadores, al personal y a los voluntarios que trabajan durante todo el año para hacer posible este evento. Desde 1776 hasta 2013 y hasta hoy, somos una ciudad que se mantiene fuerte porque estamos unidos. Por eso, les pedimos que se mantengan atentos y que si ven algo sospechoso, lo informen de inmediato a un miembro del personal de seguridad. Por último, quiero agradecer a los más de 30,000 corredores que nos acompañarán este lunes de todas partes del mundo. Estamos muy orgullosos del esfuerzo que han puesto y espero quedarme sin voz junto con todo Boston mientras los alentamos hasta la meta. Thank you so much. Thank you to our interpreters today as well. And I'll pass it on to Secretary Gina Kwan from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mayor Wu and BAA President Jack Fleming, and our many public safety partners. On behalf of Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, I'm I want to thank the Boston Athletic Association, the City of Boston, the 8 cities and towns along the route, and our many local, state, federal, private sector, nonprofit, and volunteer partners for the extraordinary work that goes into preparing for Marathon Monday. The Boston Marathon is one of the Commonwealth's iconic events. This world-class competition represents a range of traditions: athletic excellence, civic pride, and community. It also reflects another tradition that is vital to all of us in public safety, the tradition of partnership. Year after year, agencies and organizations across the Commonwealth come together to plan, communicate, and operate as one team. That collaborative spirit is the hallmark of large-scale events in Massachusetts, and it is what helps make an event like this feel safe and successful. It happens because people across agencies, across disciplines, across jurisdictions choose to work as one team. It happens because months of planning, training, communication, and coordination, and it happens because so many people bring not only skill and professionalism to this work, but also the generosity of spirit, a willingness to share information, solve problems together, and support one another in service of the public. That is the foundation of public safety in Massachusetts. In the months leading up to the marathon, the BAA, public safety agencies, emergency management, public health, transportation partners, volunteer agencies, and many others come together to build and refine a coordinated multi-jurisdictional safety plan. On race day, that work extends from Hopkinton to Boston and into MEMA's Unified Coordination Center, where representatives from more than 65 local, state, and federal partner and volunteer agencies will coordinate operations in real time to support the health and safety of runners, volunteers, workers, and spectators. That is the public safety footprint behind this event. It is extensive, it is disciplined, and it reflects the seriousness with which we approach one of the most visible and beloved events of the Commonwealth. I want to thank all of our collaborators for what they make possible. We are grateful to the BAA for its leadership. We are grateful to our municipal partners along the routes, and we are grateful to the federal partners for the resources and expertise they bring. We are grateful to the first responders, emergency managers, transportation teams, public health professionals, and support personnel whose work often happens behind the scenes, but whose contribution is essential. This collaborative model is a defining feature of major events in Massachusetts: one team, shared planning, and coordinated execution. And to the public, we ask for your partnership too. Please follow the BAA's spectator guidelines, stay aware of your surroundings, help keep the course clear for everyone's safety, and remember this simple message: if you see something, say something. If you notice anything unusual, approach someone in uniform. And in an emergency, call 911 right away. Public vigilance and timely reporting remain an essential part of keeping this event safe for everyone. The Boston Marathon is a celebration of human achievement and community pride. Our shared responsibility is to protect that experience for every runner, every volunteer, every worker, and every spectator. And thanks to the strength of our partnership and the dedication of everyone involved, we are prepared to do exactly that. And now it is my pleasure to introduce MEMA Director Don Brantley.
Good morning. The Boston Marathon is one of the most complex public safety events in the country. It spans 8 cities and towns with more than 30,000 participants and brings together thousands of personnel, all working toward the same goal. This level of coordination is the result of months of planning, training, and exercising side by side. Federal, state, local, and nonprofit partners preparing together for Marathon Monday. This team sets the standard for how large-scale events are planned and executed safely. Public safety for this event is a shared responsibility. No single agency owns it, and that's exactly what makes Massachusetts' planning and preparedness model so strong. It is built on trusted relationships, experience, and the shared expectation that we operate as one team with one mission. At MEMA, our role is to bring that team together and make sure everything stays connected. On Monday, the State Emergency Operations Center in Framingham will once again serve as the Unified Coordination Center, where partners from across the region come together to share information in real time, make decisions, and coordinate resources along the entire route from Hopkinton to Boston. We'll have about 155 people representing 58 agencies and organizations at the UCC, along with additional partners and agencies supporting virtually. MEMA will also deploy 2 mobile emergency operations centers to Hopkinton and Brookline, and will have MEMA staff embedded at the BAA Race Operations Center, the Boston Special Event Coordination Center, and in local emergency operations centers to support local response to any incident that may occur. For those attending, we ask that you stay aware of your surroundings, follow guidance from public safety officials, and make sure emergency alerts are activated on your phone. There will be a significant public safety presence along the race course. The measures are in place to support everyone's safety. So if you see something that doesn't look right, say something. I'll close with this. What you see on race day is the result of months of preparations behind the scenes. So I want to thank all of our public safety partners for their time, their effort, and professionalism that they bring to this every year. It is truly an honor to be a part of this team. It's now my pleasure to introduce FBI Boston Special Agent in Charge, Ted Dox.
No, thank you, Don, and good morning, everyone. My name is Ted Dox. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of FBI Boston. This is my first marathon as the SAC here in Boston, and I have been extremely impressed with the meticulous planning and coordination conducted for this year's race. As one of the most iconic events in American sports draws, our priority and always will be the safety and security of the public. Every agency represented here today plays a critical role on race day, and I want to thank everyone for their hard work and partnership. As we head into a very busy special event season across our region with multiple international events, including the World Cup and Sail Boston. Right now, the FBI is not aware of any specific or credible threats targeting this year's race. That said, we are operating in a heightened threat environment, and large public gatherings are an attractive target for individuals and groups seeking to inflict harm. Ongoing geopolitical tensions, the potential for directed and inspired threats are increased, and the FBI and our partners are taking all of these things very seriously, and we're not taking it for granted. Our approach is multi-layered, it's coordinated, and it's intelligence-driven. FBI Boston's Joint Terrorism Task Force is the backbone of this effort. Our agents, analysts, and task force officers are working around the clock to collect, analyze, and to share information in real time to identify, disrupt any potential threats that may emerge. You'll see a strong security presence throughout the marathon, including some of FBI's highly trained specialty teams and crisis management assets. Behind the scenes, the FBI will also be running a joint intelligence center at our headquarters in Chelsea. Public safety is a team sport, and all of you play a critical role. We're asking you to stay alert and aware, to trust your instincts, to follow the rules our partners have laid out, to leave your drones at home, and report suspicious activity to law enforcement. Trust me when I tell you that small actions can make a big difference. History has shown us that reaching out to law enforcement about someone or something that doesn't seem quite right can save lives. FBI Boston is proud to support our partners with this time-honored tradition, and we are doing everything we can to ensure that Marathon Monday is safe, secure, and a fun day for everyone. Best of luck to all the runners, and now I'll turn it over to Colonel Noble with the Massachusetts State Police. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here. My name is Jeffrey Noble, and I serve as the Colonel and Superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police. On behalf of the troopers and professional staff of our department, I first want to say what a privilege it is for us to be a part of an event like the Boston Marathon. This race means a great deal to the city of Boston and to communities across the Commonwealth. And that's why we commit resources from every corner of this state for a safe and enjoyable day for everyone. This year, we're supporting an unprecedented season of events, from the marathon to the World Cup of America, the 250th celebrations. Across the summer, we're seeing a level of activity that truly puts our coordination and partnerships to the test. And while we are prepared, it's important to remember that public safety at an event like this is a shared responsibility. So the message is simple. A safe marathon depends on all of us. If you're planning to attend, take a few minutes to review the guidance of the BAA's website before you come to the course. Travel light. Leave large bags, coolers, and weapons at home. And please do not fly drones along the course. If you see something that doesn't look right, say something. Find a trooper or a police officer or call 911 if it's an emergency. We rely on the public to be an extra set of eyes and ears for all of us. And just as importantly, be patient, be respectful with one another. It's a big day. There are large crowds out there, and a little courtesy goes a long way in helping everyone have a positive experience. For our part, we will have a comprehensive security plan in place with local, state, and federal partners all working together. That includes uniformed personnel that you will see on the course, as well as teams focused on intelligence, investigations, and rapid response. For the Massachusetts State Police, this is a complex operation that we take great pride in, and it wouldn't be possible without the dedicated women and men of the Massachusetts State Police and our partners. This event represents the very best of Boston and the Commonwealth, and together we're ready to protect it. With strong partnerships and the public support, we're confident this will be a safe and successful marathon. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Commissioner of the Boston Police Department, Michael Cox.
As evidenced by this impressive group standing up here today, this is a well-coordinated effort in our city with our local, state, and federal partners. First, I'd like to set some expectations for the next 3 wonderful days here in our city. Our officers will be visible and vigilant. We will have a heavy police presence throughout. They will be in uniform as well as in plain clothes, strategically deployed in the route and in the crowds. We will be doing all we can to ensure that this is both a family-friendly, fun day and a safe day. We want everyone to enjoy themselves, but remind everyone that only properly credentialed people and staff allowed on the race route for any reason during the race. I'll repeat that. Only credentialed folks that are allowed on the route during the race will be allowed there. Violators will be removed or arrested if they violate the permit of this race. There's no public drinking, there's no public consumption of marijuana, and we asked, as the FBI director said, please leave your drones at home. Those attending should also expect to enhance security checkpoints at various locations. They will include bad checks. Please leave unneeded items at home, particularly large backpacks, before you come to the event. The more bags that we need to go through, the longer the lines and the wait will be. It goes without saying that no weapons of any kind will be allowed at the event. We also remind folks, do not leave your bags unattended along the route. We ask the public to remember, as has been said many times today, if you see something, say something. We will have many officers along the road, so you can let us know by calling 911 or alert any of the officers that you see during the day. You are our partners in public safety, and we need and appreciate your support. A few other things to expect and remind folks. This is a great weekend in general with a lot of events in the city. Many related to the marathon and others as part of just spring in Boston. On Monday, in addition to the marathon, we also have the Red Sox playing a home game at 11:10. The game brings an additional 30,000 plus to Kenmore Square neighborhood in Boston. The biggest impact on the game on Marathon Monday will be typically around 2 o'clock when the game lets out and the crowd comes towards the finish line to cheer runners on. Some street closures and parking restrictions are already in place, so please use public transportation the best you can this weekend. On Monday, there will be road closures starting at 5 a.m. There are too many to run through here today, so we ask that you go on to bpdnews.com or other BAA-related websites to see all the closures. Please do not drive into the areas on Marathon Monday. Take public transportation if you can, and make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get around the city. I want to again emphasize for those of you cheering on runners to keep in mind that this is a very family-friendly event. We have a large college student population in our city, and we love your enthusiasm, but we want to remind those in these areas that we have expectations for them, and the below apply to them. As the mayor mentioned, the Boston Police will be out in areas we've seen issues along the route, knocking on doors and talking to student residents, and sharing flyers on expectations. We've also been in close contact with universities and their deans. We want to assure all those who live and work in our neighborhoods that while the major events are taking place on Monday, the Boston Police Department remain at work across the city to make sure everyone is safe. Lastly, we certainly have officers in non-marathon areas throughout the city, and residents in those areas always feel free to call 911 and know that we will be there as well. Again, regardless of where you are located, if you see something, say something. We can't emphasize how important that is. And so up next is Chief Green from the MBTA. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Ken Green, Chief of the MBTA Transit Police Department. Currently, there is no intelligence, credible or otherwise, that would suggest that the MBTA is a target in any way. However, we'll stay in close contact with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners throughout the event, just to stay on top of any intel that may come through. With that being said, we are well prepared, and I am confident in our training, and more importantly, in our collective experience with handling large-scale events such as the marathon. We will have an increased uniformed police presence throughout the transportation system to ensure everybody's safety, but we will also increase our explosive detection unit teams, along with their bomb dogs, deployed strategically throughout the system as well. But the best resource that law enforcement has is the public. If you see something, please say something. Be our extra set of eyes and ears, our force multiplier, if you will. The more set of eyes and ears out there to assist law enforcement, the better it is for everyone. Transit police can be contacted at 617-222-1212, or you can simply speak to any public safety official you see at the event to report anything suspicious. If you have a smartphone, please take a moment to download the free CSA app that the MBTA provides for its riders. This app will allow you to send messages and or photographs that go directly to transit police operations. It's another tool that we use to help keep our system safe. With that, regarding service on Marathon Monday, the subway and the ride will run on a weekday schedule. Buses will run on a modified Saturday schedule to accommodate the marathon. The commuter rail will run a special marathon schedule on its Worcester line. All other lines will run on a weekday schedule. The ferry will also run on a weekday schedule as well. Copley Station will be closed and will remain closed for the day. If more information is needed regarding service on Marathon Monday, please access our website at mbta.com. Next speaker will be Boston EMS Chief James Hooley.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Boston EMS is always proud to support the BAA and the Boston Marathon. Marathon Monday is an exciting day in our city, and we're always fully prepared to do our part to protect the safety and the well-being of every runner, participant, volunteer, spectator, and folks who live, work, and are involved in other activities adjacent to the routes. Boston EMS will have enhanced coverage, staffing throughout the day. We're going to have additional personnel in the field, in dispatch operations, and in special operations to ensure uninterrupted service not only along the race route, but across all of Boston neighborhoods. And that enhanced coverage will be starting right out at Newton line by Boston College, through Brighton, Audubon Circle, because we realize it's important to maintain additional coverage around here so we don't impact delivery of services anywhere in the city. We'll be positioned at medical stations, at the finish line, and throughout the course. We'll also have teams on bicycles. We'll have EMTs on gators, motorized carts, and as well as foot teams with stretchers that can go out into the crowd and extract people to ambulances that are going to be standing nearby. As always, we're coordinating very closely with our partners, including the local hospitals. Our goal is to appropriately treat the vast majority of patients at medical stations along the course and in the finish line area. That allows us to respond efficiently while avoiding unnecessary impact on hospital operations. I can't stress the importance of that enough or thank all the members of the BAA medical team that's been meeting for several months now. They just had their meeting wrapped up last week. There's well over, I believe, 800 or so volunteers, including physicians, nurses, massage therapists, unlimited help, so that we can avoid unnecessary trips to emergency rooms. And it's a well-rehearsed group and plan, and that includes coverage in every community along the way. Local public safety with Red Cross and other teams will be staffing different areas along the course all the way into Boston. The most common medical issues we all see on Marathon Monday typically include dehydration, muscle cramps, and minor injuries such as blisters, sprains. But we're also fully prepared to respond to more serious incidents, including cardiac emergencies. Weather is the great equalizer at this event, and we're watching the forecast closely. I mean, just this week we could experience 3 seasons of weather in 24 hours. But right now, it looks pretty favorable for the runners. For the spectators, dress for warm and dry case. If you're running, hydrate well before, during, and after the race. Pay attention to how you're feeling and get help right away if something doesn't feel right. If you're coming down to watch, be aware of your surroundings. Good shoes, stay hydrated as well, because even if it's a little bit cool, you can still get dehydrated. Emergencies can happen to anyone, not just the runners. We're there if you need us, anywhere along the course. Call 911, and we're there to help you every step along the way. Up next is our Chief Adrian Jordan from the Office of Emergency the Director of the Office of Emergency Management in Boston. Thank you.
Good morning. As Chief of the Boston of Emergency Management, I want to begin by saying the City of Boston is fully prepared for the running of the marathon. This event is one of the most iconic races in the world, and with that comes a significant responsibility. Our role in emergency management is to ensure that every aspect of preparedness is in place well before the first runner crosses the starting line. At the center of that effort is our Emergency Operations Center. The EOC serves as the city's hub for command, control, and coordination. It brings together public safety agencies, transportation, public health, and key stakeholders under one roof to maintain real-time situational awareness and make informed, coordinated decisions. But preparedness is never done alone. We work in close relationship with our local and public safety agencies, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and our federal partners. That coordination ensures that we're aligned, resourced, and ready to respond to any scenario, planned or unplanned. In the weeks and months leading up to today, as Director Brantley said, we've conducted extensive planning coordinated meetings, and operational readiness checks. We've reviewed contingencies, strengthened communication channels, and ensured that personnel and assets are strategically positioned along the route across the city. You will see a very visible public safety presence throughout the marathon. This presence is intentional. It is there to support, to respond, and most importantly, to ensure that runners, spectators, and residents can safely enjoy this historic event. To the runners, you have trained for months to be here, and we are committed to providing a safe environment for you to achieve this incredible mission. To the spectators and residents, we ask for your awareness, your cooperation, and your support. If you see something that doesn't look right, say something. Public safety is a shared responsibility. And finally, to our partners across all levels of government and the many agencies involved, thank you. This level of coordination and preparedness is what it takes an event of this scale successful. Boston is ready. I'd be remiss if I asked you to go to boston.gov/emergency and sign up for Alert Boston, where you can get real-time alerts. So thank you so much.
Thank you to our speakers. I'm Robert Burgess. I'm from MEMA. We have another event following, but we can have time for just a few questions. If you could keep them on topic, that would be helpful, and if you could address them to a specific speaker, that would also help us out.
Question for the FBI. How has the war with Iran influenced at all the planning going into this marathon?
No, great question. That's where we are in a heightened threat environment, but at this time, there's no specific and/or credible threats for the race. I will say that we are vetted almost in every aspect with our partners here. We will continue to be vigilant. We are getting information real time from both overseas as well as our field offices across the 56 offices here in the country, and so we will continue to do that. We have not changed posture in that way. We will continue to be vigilant. Thank you.
So there's a lot going on in the city, and so we have officers in many different places at the same time. I mean, we're a pretty international city, so we're used to a lot of events, but this is a special weekend in general because there's a lot of people in and out of the city. That's why we ask people to, take public transportation and do things that won't impact both the traffic and safety in a lot of ways. So we have a lot going on. There's no doubt about it, but it's a challenging time, but it's a fun time. This is a wonderful event for our city. We have people assigned in all neighborhoods, so it's a full call out, so we're all going to be working, and so, we will have people in all our neighborhoods like we traditionally do as well as emphasizing the marathon safety.
Commissioner Cox, and the other law enforcement organizations, will there be an increased presence compared to years past because of the increased threat level?
So I would certainly say, from our perspective, this is a significant event. It has been certainly since the marathon. So we've always had a heightened, awareness of the personnel involved. And I would just say briefly, the partnerships that we have are tremendous, and we have a lot more than we ever had before. And so this is not a Boston event. This is a state event, and we have both local, state, federal partners that help us do it well. So, excuse me.
Well, this is a multi-dimensional operation for all of us. And while we're very focused on this particular weekend and this particular event, we certainly never cease to be mindful of our responsibilities across the Commonwealth. So whether it's taking care of our own people first and foremost and making sure that we have the proper staffing, but like you've heard before, the key to this is communication. And through our Commonwealth Fusion Center, along with the BRIC here in Boston, along with the federal apparatus, we are monitoring everything across not only the Commonwealth that could impact this event, but even across the nation. And those lines of communication are healthy, and they're set up and they're manned by. So I'm very confident that we are prepared to respond to and to handle any event that comes our way.
Is there anything that you were all doing differently this year
I can't get into specific operational components of our plan, changes thereof. I'm not going to get into that. What I can tell you is certainly every year, every event we look at as an individual ops plan. Every event we look at individually, and we take in the current operating picture by which we are operating on. And this year is no different than any other year. There are unique challenges to this year, the changing dynamic, threats come and go, issues come and go for us. So that said, I would just say that this year, much like every other year, relies on a particular operation plan that we have prepared for this event based on the intelligence that we have. Thank you. Drone enforcement, certainly for us, the technology that's out there presents some new challenges for us. That said, the Mass State Police, working in concert with our federal partners and our local officials, we feel confident that we have drone strategies in place. The key to that is compliance. The key to that is compliance with what the rules that we have set forth out there. The only drones that should be anywhere near this course are those that are pre-authorized. Private drones, residential drones, that sort are not authorized. And unless you have pre-approval from the BAA or from some other law enforcement entity, you are not allowed to bring your drone out there. Thank you.
We have time for one more question, if there are any. Hearing none, thanks everybody. Have a great day.